for today with some money.
Everyone talks about rental properties like they're guaranteed money, but the real question is, was mine actually profitable? One smart money move for this video is that if you're interested in getting a rental property, in my opinion, as long as it's paying for itself, that's more than worth the investment, more than worth the money putting down to acquire that property. A lot of people think that the property has to cash flow immediately, at least $100 to $300 to $400 plus dollars. Again, in my opinion, that doesn't matter as long as you're getting it rented out and the rent is actually covering your entire mortgage, as well as the HOA if you're doing the condo route. Bought my first investment property in downtown Chicago. I put $70,000 down on a $270,000 condo. Let's break it down to see if it actually made sense. The income side, as I mentioned in my previous video, I rented the unit for about $2,200 a month, parking spots separately for $200 a month. The income was $2,400. I was paying for the mortgage, HOA, the taxes, and insurance. My total monthly payment was $2,290. So on paper, it looks like I'm making money. Fortunately, this is where a lot of people get it wrong. When you buy an investment property for the purpose of renting it out, you have to consider maintenance, vacancies, and unexpected costs. When you factor those in, it's not as simple as the rent that you're charging minus the mortgage, the HOAs, the taxes, and insurance. In my specific scenario, I knew that getting into the condo, I was going to be able to pay for the vacancies. I would still be able to cover the mortgage, the HOA, the taxes, insurance, $2,290 payment, regardless if the unit was rented out or not. That's an important factor. That's something that the bank takes into account, something that whoever you're using to finance takes into account. Also have to be considerate of your debt to income ratio as well. The main reason I decided to move forward was because I knew in the long run it would be worth it if I were to purchase when I purchased and then depend on appreciation and continuing to pay down the principal balance of that condo. So was it actually profitable? Technically, yes, but it was very close. The real value from this property for me just wasn't in the monthly cash flow. The tenant that was renting it out was paying down the principal. The opportunity for appreciation was immense since it was downtown Chicago, and the long-term equity is what I was focused on. It wasn't just about making money every month, it was about building wealth over time. As I mentioned in my previous video, none of the advice I give is for get rich quick thinkers. All of my advice is based on building lasting financial wealth. If you're expecting huge cash flow right away, this probably isn't something that you want to look into doing. But if you're thinking long-term into the future, it starts to make more sense. For my second smart money move for this video, if you're considering purchasing an investment property for the purpose of renting it out, you want to stay within your budget for being able to afford the mortgage if it's not rented out. Absolute worst case scenario, if you purchase a property that needs to remain vacant for 1, 2, 3 months, should at least have a surplus set aside of cash savings to cover that mortgage and all of those other fees I mentioned, or have the income to support being able to pay that month over month, looking at your cash flow to make sure it's within your budget. Never want to overextend your finances for a rental property. In the next video, I'm going to break down the full numbers so you can see exactly where everything goes. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share for more financial well-being tips.